I am not normal. I've been told this since I was probably about 4 years old. I was in preschool and the girls were freaking out over spider pictures and I was excited about them. I was in fifth grade and talking to the new kid who happened to be a guy about Star Wars and people assumed that I was flirting with him. I was in 10th grade and I got to hang out with my brother's college friends at a bonfire, and everyone was asking me if I was trying to get with them. I was at Disney and queer. I was in a library science program and I was the only dancer. I was at a software startup and I was the only person who really read. I was at a bookshop and I was the only person who had dealt with growing up in Texas. I've always been different. And I'm starting to realize that's never going to stop. And I'm always trying to tear these different parts of me aside. I'm a dancer, I'm a writer, I'm a student of the world, I am a feminist, and I'm a little punky, and I'm also a giant nerd. So I always tried to isolate each of these aspects. Like when I went to dance events, I would try not to be the big nerd. When I went to some kind of nerd event, I would try not to talk about my intersectionality for some reason, which is really weird. When I was talking about racism, I would never bring up how that affected me as a LGBT person. And I'm starting to realize that I need to not isolate these things. I got this done about a week ago. And for once, I'm starting to realize these things do cross over. These things need to cross over for me to love myself. Because I go to a dance event and I got the purple hair and I gotta bring it on point. I have to go to the bookstore and I gotta bring up the okay, yeah, you want a book about this thing? Let me bring up this thing about race or feminism or women in general or loving yourself or mental illness. And it's just a thing about myself. And I have learned how to love myself more because of getting purple hair. Because you can't ignore this. I walk into a QFC at 10:30 at night and people still are just like, your hair is so good and I love it and I just wanted to tell you that. Because I can't hide from society with this hair. And I'm starting to realizing that again. My mom has always been like, yeah, no, I've seen you through the years, trying to grow. And last year you weren't ready for a full length mirror or a makeup mirror. We recently hugely transitioned my room into a more open, loving space of me. But I'm ready to show the world who I am now. I was ready for purple hair. I was ready to have pretty clothes and have my closet set up in such a way that I can help facilitate that for myself. And it's a lot of it is because I didn't realize I was worth it. I started dating somebody and it's been a couple months now. It's going really well. I love you guys, but you're a little nosy. But I was at a decently nice Indian restaurant and really good food, and the waiters were just very attentive, and he just kept looking at me. And I've not had that ever. And I've not had people actually be like, yeah, no, I want to do this for you, other than my mom. And it was the first time where I realized I can have nice things. I am allowed to have nice things. And I'm starting to realize everyone was wrong, and I'm gonna build myself up to the person that I wanted. I'm gonna have purple hair. I'm gonna have ink. I'm gonna have awesome vintage clothes, but I'm also gonna talk about race and intersectionality and feminism and class clashes and books and how it affects our everyday life. I'm not gonna shut up for once. I know I've said that before, but I'm gonna actually try to make it stick this time. So, I love you all, and thank you for listening to my feminist rants.